And suddenly we're back and live again, aren't we? Yeah, we're back and live again because you weren't pressed it. You leaned forward. Okay.
I pressed it. We're in.
Ah!
You had to press the button, didn't you?
So we're back in the podcast. Actually, this one's recorded after another podcast, which may be out of sequence because we occasionally do that. But we're back in somebody's strange house again, and I'm in a different position to see if we can avoid some of the LSD effects caused by the fact that the wonderful Samsung device we're recording this on has a face tracking feature, which means it warps the picture.
So if
the best way of showing this is, Tom, could you show them?
Oh, it's not doing it now. Oh, it's not. Oh,
wait,
no, a bit of a wobble.
A bit of a wobble, but it's not
okay. No,
so we've moved into a position where we're trying to stay on the same level.
Yeah. What it was doing was the centre of the screen was doing that, following me forwards, and it was just I don't like it
because it tracks the faces. Now, actually, the technology it's using to track the faces is fascinating and really very good because I've used this in selfies where you take 5 or 6 people in a shot and they're all in different positions, and it goes, I'll calculate all the face positions and then I'll rearrange the photograph and expand or enlarge or contract or concave and convex all parts of the photo and get you looking like it's an actual photo even though there's nothing natural about it at all.
Yeah.
But when using video, it kind of reminded 1 or 2 people in the comments of an LSD trip out. We kind of went down the way of basically going into the Heart of Darkness style. Apocalypse Now, based on Into the Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. London has seen Dark Times too. That's how the book starts. Anyway,
it's a book, Tom. You'll run into him.
Those things. He also pages and that don't have pictures.
It was set in Africa, and he called it Heart of Darkness because of there being blank pages. And he said London's seen its Dark Times too. And he also wrote Nostromo, which is a much longer and a much more interesting book.
Less helicopters in it now.
Less helicopters. And that's where he went. I can hear the sound of helicopters. What he should have actually said is when you actually have that LSD start, is actually you get the sound of the Doors playing.
Okay.
Because you get This Is the End, Beautiful Friend. So it starts with the music. Everybody misses the fact that the Doors actually play at the start of that, and the helicopter, of course, goes to the fan.
Yes.
And it was during the shooting of that scene that Martin Sheen had a heart attack while drinking whiskey. That was the first of the many, many different things that changed that movie. And it's also why the actual documentary is called Hearts of Darkness.
Ah.
Because it's based around the idea of the book.
More whiskey,
Hearts of Darkness. Oh, I've got more whiskey.
Yeah.
So we're back in this podcast. We're drinking whiskey. It's near Christmas. We're being hosted by the magnificent Chuck. And if you haven't watched the sportscast that we did, you need to go and watch the sportscast that we did. It was fascinating. It was good. Though this one is a bit more silly, where we're drinking whiskey and we're going to answer only silly questions, or irreverent questions, or
just I get to choose them.
Actually, this whiskey is kicking my tiny little butt.
Yeah, this is what you get when you get kids. You don't drink as often.
That's what you get.
Actually, no, you do drink more.
you drink more, and you enjoy it more.
What happens when you get attacked by the Irish?
Yeah.
Irish, the Irish!
Hey.
So
I'm Tom.
Thank you, Irish, for the
This is Mark.
I'm the Irish.
He is. You are actually. Are you what?
Well, the name Keating comes from sort of Southern Ireland.
Oh, okay. So yes, you are.
However, it originally comes from Ketting, which is Welsh, but all Celts come from Wales because that's where the Britons got pushed to from the Roman invasion. They went into Wales.
Yeah, then we built a big dike to
into Ireland and then into Scotland. So yes, I am part Irish.
And this is
level of my ancestry.
And this is Chuck.
And Chuck is part Thron.
Yeah, definitely. Pot rock as well.
Oh, you're definitely Brythonic.
Yes, probably Brythonic, yeah. With a little bit of Viking, definitely some Viking, I think.
Something
well, Yorkshire.
Yeah.
It's going to be some Viking. We're all Dane Law people except for him. You're not Dane Law.
I would have to have that explained to what that means.
Oh right, the Dane Law was the country was split pretty much where the M6 is.
Okay.
Between the Vikings and the Celts.
Oh, okay.
Well, it actually wasn't really even the Celts; it was the Normans.
I'd have to.
And with the Viking invasions, you had the sort of the Saxons, the Anglo-Saxons down there. It's not Normans, sorry.
I would have to dig back.
Anglo-Saxons, pre-7th century.
Wessex, Essex.
They're all in the south, and they're all sort of French-based, which your mother is anyway. So it's even more so.
Well, Mum's London, actually.
But doesn't she have French
connections?
There
Canadian.
we go. But even still, it's still French, and the Saxons and the Vikings pretty much occupied the north.
My
But you
dad's
have to go
Staffordshire.
around where the M6 is. Ooh,
And if you follow the family, it's the family
Staffs
is
is on
Staffs.
that line.
Staffordshire that is literally the whole time.
You know, I always wanted to have my DNA tested because you can actually find out what part of Viking you are.
My
But
uncle's got that done.
to
And
be
I need
quite
to find
honest,
out what he is because I'll be close.
Any red in your blood, red hair.
Okay.
I'm 6'2".
No redheads.
I'm 6'2" and blonde, but I grow a red beard.
Is your name Ethelred?
Could be.
And welcome
So-
to the Drunk Cast.
The drunk cast. So yeah, you Viking. I think you probably got some Viking in there.
Probably.
But Brythonic is more the sort of shorter, darker, swarthier is the term normally associated,
Okay.
which is more sort of slightly towards more reddish of skin, or
It's more the
darker skin.
Brythonic tribes, so the Iceni, which
Yeah.
is
Right.
Boudicca or Boudica or however you want to
It's
pronounce it.
Boudica.
So the Iceni tribes and the other Saxon, well, Angle tribes, I guess.
They're all the tribes of
the
Angles.
Brythonic ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that went.
Angles are from Germany.
Yes, I think so.
Somewhere, I think, somewhere like
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And then obviously then Asterix and Obelix come across with the Gauls.
They did,
And,
and they were well
brought-
drawn.
Brought the Druid cataphonics who they left in Wales, which explains a few things.
Okay, so Tom, you need a random question from us right now.
That's a random question. How many explosions have you made while working?
Are these like verbal explosions or actual involving chemical explosions?
Let's do one and then the other. So verbal first.
Many.
Lots.
Anything that involves an academic, normally.
I'm unsurprised. Anything that
You have done more than me.
anything that involves code that someone else probably wrote.
Oh, well, that kind of explosion. God, yes.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
say
Verbal explosions of ah. Like
verbal
that, but
explosions.
worse.
Quite a lot. Not really. Well, I've been the cause of them mostly because I've been on the side of the people who rebel. I'm not much of a rabble rouser. Actually, I'm a rabble rouser.
Yeah.
I rouse rabbles. If there's
Many
a
rabbles.
rebellion against some kind of order that's actually causing issues, and you get somebody who goes, well, this isn't right. I'm normally the person who goes, you know, you're absolutely right, but I say it in a louder voice because I have a loud voice.
Yeah.
At which point it goes bad from there.
Yeah.
So I've been part of many of those, and I've often sometimes been on the wrong side of them as well, which is good because then people who are on the right side of them normally shout back, and I go, oh no, you're right, and I switch sides really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm good at that.
That's the Italian in you.
But
Not to offend any Italians.
There goes one viewership.
I didn't realise that you could see the Italian who was in me.
So what about
Definitely.
definitely verbal. How about physical explosions then?
Ooh, physical explosions.
Yeah, blowing a couple of computers up.
Literally.
Power packs.
Okay,
Exploding
yeah,
power packs.
That's a few.
Got a few of those.
I've definitely found out the hard way that capacitors do go off like shotgun cartridges.
Yeah.
When you put them in backwards or put 5 times the rated voltage through them, they do leave.
I'm going to
orbit.
actually ask now, Tom, for those of us in the audience who don't actually understand a capacitor that well, explain that.
A capacitor is like a very high-speed battery. It charges in very quickly and discharges very quickly. And if you look on any sort of any PCB, it's the big cylindrical object.
PCB is a computer.
Sorry,
Printed circuit board.
printed circuit PCB. Yeah, motherboard in your computer. If you've got a tall case, take the side off, have a look at it. There'll be a load of little round things around like near all the big fans are and stuff. And those are capacitors. Don't poke them because it's a bad idea to poke this while it's on. But those are capacitors and they charge really, really quickly. Which means they've got a lot of energy in them. Which means that if you do something wrong with all that energy, it comes out the bad way. In an explosion!
Why do we need capacitors?
They're used for various things, like charging. So batteries are basically a capacitor. Lithium-ion batteries are very much
Hence why
like the ones
this
in
is
your
why
phone.
a battery actually says capacity on it.
Yeah, it has a capacitance, capacity of stuff, and how much power you can actually fit in it. And that's why they're called capacitors.
Right. So and you get capacitors used to actually up the voltage level of a circuit as well, right?
You can, not so much.
Okay.
The voltage you put into a capacitor is the voltage you get out, but it ends up with current, as far as I can recall.
So it's the amplitude.
Yeah. So you can put in a lot of current into one, and then it bounces it back out again.
So you increase the ohms of the circuit by capacitors. Right,
yeah.
Okay.
Until you get into AC, and then don't look at it because the maths is horrendous and it involves.
This is where we'll talk about Tesla at some other time.
Tesla.
That guy knew a lot, but the pigeon told him everything.
Definitely. Pigeons are smart. Very smart.
Okay. So you've blown up some capacitors. Anybody done any sort of... We've talked about physical explosions. Let's talk about the actual real explosions here. Chemical explosions that are physical explosions.
Chemicals.
I might have had a small occasion, on the odd occasion. Having done chemistry at university, we have been known to accidentally blow things up.
Accidentally?
And purposely?
It sometimes happens. Not usually purposely, although the best explosion I do know of did involve a fire brigade and an entire wing of a...
Oh no!
Fire brigade!
What?
Yes. Well, basically, the story goes that, because it happened over the summer, luckily when most of the students went in, one of the postgrad labs spilt something, set it on fire, and there was a small fire in a lab. Fire brigade comes in. Now, fire brigade in the town is not a permanent full-time fire brigade.
Right.
Standby fire brigade.
Okay.
So they turned up, pulled up, blah blah. Oh no, the lab's on fire. Not a problem. We'll put it out. Out with the hoses, blah blah.
Were there materials there that reacted perhaps with water?
There
like things like cesium and lithium and all those other
small
things.
issue with the fact that the fire had originally been caused by a chemical that reacted exothermically, i.e. explosively, with water. This is why the bench was in fact on fire.
Okay.
So the 10,000 gallons that they poured in through the window didn't really help.
Yeah.
We came back from our summer holidays to find the entire wing of the building in scaffolding and leaning slightly. And basically, I think it was 3 labs up and 2 labs down had effectively blown up. Small issue.
Whoops.
Luckily, it was on the opposite side to where all the nuclear batteries were stored. So
I've never done that
hadn't
sort of
gone
thing, but I did have a teacher who did chemistry. He actually did practical science back in the day when in my first and second year at senior school, that sciences were combined. And his idea of practical science was to actually explode crap. And to prove things like exothermic reactions by using exothermic chemicals, and to prove things that he had what he called his cannon, which was a drain pipe, in which he made black powder, and we showed how to make black powder from obviously saltpeter and sulfur, and he tested that against other things, and the one that went off the best was of course petrol. Because he warmed the petrol to turn it into gaseous fumes first, and then used an electrical ignition. What he'd put is he'd use a drain pipe, a metal drain pipe, not a plastic drain pipe. A good old standard steel or iron metal
the ones you see on the side of schools, where he stole it from, I'd never guess.
Probably. I don't know, possibly when the school changed it. And a baked bean tin. And the school playing ground. And fired it using various different chemicals. And the petrol one used to fire it all the way to the other end of the pitch. Clearly we didn't do this while they were playing sports.
Though it would have added an extra dimension of difficulty.
I'm not sure that those kind of experiments would be done today. Not that the world changed that much for the worse. Or that the teacher was doing anything wrong. He was actually very, very careful that we didn't have any part of the actual experiment. But it was also the kind of the day where you would actually have a Van de Graaff generator, and then everybody would stand on a chair except the kid at the end who stood on the floor. And the first child touched the Van de Graaff generator, and every other child jumped off the chair.
Yep. No, they still did that when I was in school.
Oh, that's cool.
So, because
I'm hoping the school kids get to experience that, because it's a very good practical experiment.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to stand on chairs anymore because it's nylon carpet, so it doesn't conduct. And they're already full of static because they've been on nylon carpet. What they do is they get everybody in a line and then turn the tap on and get them to touch the water. Because they first show the water bending,
oh, that's nice.
which is really cool. but the kid always accidentally touches it.
Yeah.
And then everyone hates him for the day.
So, speaking of science and magnetism, I found an interesting thing today. I watched a thing about, is blood magnetic because it contains iron? And
the answer is kind of.
No,
it's not.
It's repulsed. Here's a piece of magnetic science.
Actually, that's a fair point, because if you were in a MRI, then and it was magnetic, you'd just stop.
No, really, you contain far too little amount of iron. The average person has like less than 2 grams of iron in the entire of their body. You mostly find the iron in your hemoglobin, and it only represents like 1 or 2 atoms.
I may have slightly more due to many years of drinking iron brew.
Possibly. But you only find a very small amount in your hemoglobin anyway. But the main thing is the reason that iron is not always magnetic. It becomes less magnetic. And it's to do with the fact that you have, the way that magnetism works is electrons move around a field.
Yeah.
And they pass around a field.
You've got to align the molecules to make a magnet.
Indeed, because what you don't actually align the molecules, it's whether you have open electrons on the iron atom. So it's whether they're bonded or not. If iron has bonded electrons, it has 2 electrons. If it has two
electrons spare.
2 electrons spare. If both of those are bonded to something like oxygen, like
in
hemoglobin, it's no longer magnetic. In fact, it's the reverse. I can't remember which, like diamagnetic. Diamagnetic. Basically, it is repulsed because it no longer has electrons spare. In order for iron to be magnetic, it has to have open spare electron. So that it can bond to the magnet. So that's why it's attracted by the magnetism.
It's the force of all the electrons pulling towards it.
Correct.
Because the electrons don't actually move through the air, but they get pulled by the... Oh, God.
So if they're bonded like that in hemoglobin...
There'll be no electron fields.
At which point they're pushed away.
Magnets, how do they work?
And this was proved by... there's a YouTube video that proved this using a 12 kilogram magnet. It had a 12 kilogram magnet.
I've got one of those.
And a cup of blood floating on polystyrene in water. Because it's so little a magnetic field, he actually had to float blood on polystyrene in water so you could see the effect. And when he did that, it moved away. Otherwise, blood would not be affected by magnets. Otherwise, basically, the Earth's magnetic field would make your arteries clog up.
Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. Yeah.
We know that this doesn't work because you don't die.
We don't stick to everything, or we walk past things and all our blood comes out and sticks to things, and we just sort of continue.
But I learned a fascinating thing about magnetism today. I didn't know that iron actually has to have unbonded electrons in order for it to be magnetic.
I might have to read it.
And you can get some forks where they've actually, when you work a fork, you work it more towards the end, which means that the tines have actually got more unbonded electrons. So if you get a magnet on a normal fork, it's less magnetic at the end where they're all bonded together than it is at the tines where they're not. So the tines stick more to your magnet. So you can try this at home with a good fork. There's a steel fork, probably a Sheffield steel. I'm going to promote Yorkshire Sheffield steel here. That's been well worked. The tines should be worked more. There will be more open bonds. At which point it will stick more, because the steel has actually been worked out more, and steel has more bonded electrons.
I'd never thought of that. That's quite interesting.
There
we go. Okay then.
I might have represented the science slightly badly there. Please go and look it up.
Please, and if you find the better things of it, please let us know in the description.
I will try to find the one that I found, which was I believe a German guy who has a YouTube channel that was fascinating. He likes messing around with magnetism. The videos he has with ferroliquids, where he has a 12 kilogram magnet that he has to hold ferroliquids a long way away from.
Oh God, I think I've seen the guy.
Would not be good.
Is one that had to show how he separates those large magnets.
Yes.
And he's put it on a computer and stuff. Yes, I know which one you're on about, and I can't remember the name of him either. But if you search large magnets on YouTube, you will find him. So let's go from what the hell question did we start with, but never mind, to another one that's quite random. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
So we've got to go with how big an elephant and how big a chicken.
Is the chicken going to survive?
Does the chicken need to survive?
Technically, you could only need like one if you choke.
And how fast? No,
choked an elephant with a chicken. Okay, so one is one answer.
Or a very fast-moving chicken.
Chicken cannon!
That's true.
If we
If
go,
we accelerated a chicken in a particle accelerator to the speed of light and then fired it an elephant, we'd only need the one chicken.
But it only works for spherical chickens in a vacuum.
no, that's
Sorry.
That's a Big Bang Theory joke.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't resist.
I kind of have a Last Jedi moment going on in my head.
Or,
with the speed of the chicken.
alternatively,
And those two don't understand what I'm talking about because I saw Last Jedi yesterday and they haven't seen it yet.
If he mentions anything from it, I will actually kill him
I'm
on
not going to
camera.
mention anything from it other than say, guys, if you want to go and see it, I've got to take Ben. So I'm going again.
Done.
Um,
you could also kill it probably with one chicken if you flew over it and dropped a frozen bomb.
Oh, yeah,
oh,
frozen
we don't get
chickens.
accelerate to about 120 miles an hour though, so...
Well, it's fairly solid though.
That's fairly solid.
You'd have to be quite accurate.
But if you hit, where are you going to hit the elephant? I think
Yeah, you're going to have to
really
hold
hit
its
the
neck
throat.
area.
Oh, neck,
and it might be
actually,
really-
yeah, if you break...
No,
knock its
you're
spine
not
out.
going to break the neck. It's too heavy and too thick. If you think about the mass that an elephant has to support, I think they're fairly solid.
Yeah,
Their skin
it's
is
whether,
fairly thick as
whether
well.
you'd actually get enough acceleration to
We're,
actually
we're
get
not
through
talking hippo thickness.
its
but
skull, but
I don't think anything travelling at 120 mile an hour
That's blunt.
that has the mass of a chicken and the bluntness of a chicken
Yeah.
is going to penetrate far enough into an elephant. Think about the elephant gun. It's a fairly big projectile you need to kill an elephant. A fairly powerful one. You have to hit the right point, otherwise you're just
going
pissing
really-
off the elephant.
yeah, you'd have,
Which-
you'd have to kind of hit it right between the eyes.
So I'm saying if you,
I mean, actually,
So, yeah, you'd literally
no.
you'd have to employ precision chicken bombing.
so
I've-
if you
I've thought the way-
precision chicken bombing. Not only that, if you're going to fire a chicken at an elephant, and you haven't got an elephant gun spare, you're going to have to be a very good shot because otherwise you're going to have one pissed off elephant that's got a chicken stuck
That
to
is
it.
true. Yeah.
Or
But that's how you kill an
into
elephant. With a chicken. You get one elephant pissed off by the chicken that kills the other elephant.
No, the other elephant's not. It's not going to
It's
go.
not going to enter. One of them might die.
Elephants are actually smarter than that. They're not going to kill one of their random mates. They're going to kill off the person who's got the chicken gun.
Yeah, and then put the chicken in the oven for tea.
This is like
That's a fair point,
this is
actually.
like Angry Birds. And then the elephant and all of its mates.
Angry Bird, elephant style.
Elephant.
Angry-
Yeah.
Angry Yoda!
There's going to be a stampede and a
And Yoda runs off. Wait, what?
Teach Star Wars and Angry Birds.
This
to
is
work.
not going to work well.
No. I mean, the other thing is, how many... the other look is, how many chickens would it take to crush an elephant?
Okay, so
That's a lot of chicken.
Yeah,
That
you
is a
probably
lot of
need
chicken.
lot of
That's
chicken.
going the
Yeah.
other end of...
again, you're looking at the strength of the elephant and the resistance of the elephant's body to the mass of the chickens.
Yeah, I mean, how much more
that's-
weight can
that's
an
probably,
elephant
That's
take?
probably half a ton to a ton of chickens. Because elephants can carry immense weights. They're incredibly strong.
They are.
Yeah.
And often incredibly abused. People misequate elephants. I think they misequate the fact that they're able to resist a lot of force to mean that they don't feel it. They're, from what I understand, apparently very sensitive. So a person riding an elephant, the elephant's extraordinarily aware the person's riding them,
Yeah.
and can be hurt by them, but not show anything because they've got thick skin, because they're carrying an immense amount of weight around.
Yeah.
So therefore,
Yeah,
they're
and also,
abused.
you know, an elephant can't say stop poking me.
Indeed,
If
so-
it could, it would.
Don't randomly ride elephants in foreign countries.
No.
Find out that there's a reputable person and the animal is well looked after.
Yeah, as with any, you know,
And
animal like that.
also try not to ride them in zoos. They get upset at that.
Indeed,
They
and
do.
so do the zookeepers. And also, don't indiscriminately eat elephant burgers.
What? Indiscriminately eat elephant burger.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
Oh,
in
yeah.
front of his mate, you know.
Exactly, only be discriminate about it.
Yeah,
if you're
yeah,
going
yeah.
to tease his friends, make sure that you eat the elephant burger and know that you just killed it.
Make sure to be running at high speed
And be running.
away.
and not tossing chickens randomly when you go there.
Anyway, I heard this would work on a podcast. Damn them!
Or at least, not from
Yeah,
height.
we might need a disclaimer there. You know, we are not responsible for any actions that are caused by you getting run over by an elephant if you throw a chicken at it.
Yeah,
The
very
disclaimer
long
here is
disclaimer.
very much don't be a stupid. Don't be a stupid.
You're being
Don't
too
be a
sensitive.
stupid.
No elephants are watching this podcast. Except for Nelly. I will find you. whether you're on the road to Mandalay or not.
What? Oh wait, no, you've probably actually seen Nelly the Elephant recently because you've got kids.
Seen it?
Seen it, read it. I don't know actually.
I know her.
He's friends with Dumbo.
I'm the one who introduced Dumbo to the chicken. The accelerated one from the particle accelerator. I showed him to duck.
He went
I
quiet.
just ain't seen about anything until I've seen an elephant duck.
And I thought I'd seen it.
And we've gone way too soon.
We've just completely and utterly lost every sense of it, and we've got a couple of minutes left. Silly. Now then, so in that case, let's go off another random way and go to some food. Is cereal soup?
No.
No, that was short.
That was very short. Let's get a different question.
And we could say why as well, actually.
Yeah.
Because aside from the coldness, you can have warm milk on cereal. The whole thing about soup is that soup is a process where you add...
have cold soup.
Where you either add vegetables to a liquid and then heat it up, and the liquid is part of the whole heating process, it's part of the whole cooking process, or in some way you liquidize a vegetable or liquidize a food source to make another food source. Whereas cereal is actually a food
Adding
component.
A to B and then having
Yeah,
serving.
it's
It's
a
on
food-
the serving stage.
Yeah, it's a food
Yeah.
component that's already pre-made. At the
Yeah,
serving stage, you add a liquid.
traditionally made with grains, but it doesn't have to have any liquid.
Indeed.
If you get a bowl of cornflakes before you put the milk in, it's still a cereal.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay.
It doesn't need the liquid in order to be a cereal. It's actually a dried cereal is still a cereal.
Yeah, I
Whereas
mean you do get
whereas a dried
cereals
soup is a powder.
You do get soups in it. You do get cereals in a soup though. I mean,
You can of course have cereals in a soup,
yeah.
and you can have soup
And this is
in
an
a cereal,
extended
but that would be
cereals of-
disgusting.
Like
Yeah,
wheat and
yeah.
stuff
Because
like
you know,
that.
if you put tomato soup in your cereal, you need help.
Would that actually work?
Honey nut cornflakes and tomato soup. I now actually need to find out what that tastes like.
You two, clearly, on your own.
You know what I'm thinking
Yeah.
now? I'm thinking
I'm
at work
unsure.
I have my I could get minestrone cup of soup and porridge. And let's see what happens.
Suddenly, I'm now imagining a market for cup of cereal.
Cup of cereal.
Cup of cereal.
You know what? We may have just invented cup of cereal.
Well,
And in Bachelor,
Kellogg's, if you want to get in contact with us,
our bachelors,
we're here. All bachelors, yeah.
We have prior art. Heinz, you talk to us first.
Yeah,
Prior art
definitely.
is ours.
that was quicker than I expected.
So you can subscribe, and you can like or dislike or
I think
leave comments
subscribe's
like,
about there.
"What the hell were those
Like
guys
and
on this
dislike's
time? This was
there."
weirder than usual, and there were unfunny bits." I'm sorry about the unfunny bits. I'm going to blame myself. My funny was lost.
It
But
died.
anyway, never mind. Yeah.
Died to
also
chicken.
visit our website. That's bit.ly/ and then in capitals TYAUP, and leave us a question. There's a little Google form. You don't have to leave your name and
Yeah.
address.
It'll be linked below.
It'll be linked below, and please leave us a question, and it can be any question. We will endeavour to answer it.
Yeah.
And Dr. Nick, we're still thinking about your question.
Yeah,
You
it's,
trolled us too much.
we might just have to make a
Trolled us too
video about that one question.
We
Because,
will answer you.
yeah.
This has been fun.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm Mark. He's Tom. That's Chuck.
And that's a